Welcome my dear children of class 10. Today we are going to learn about blood vessels. We were actually learning circulatory system in the last class. Last video I have explained about blood, and today we will learn the blood vessels. So the circulatory system or transport system consists of blood vessels, lymph and lymph vessels, and the heart. So the blood vessels and lymph today we will learn, and the heart I will explain in the next video. So blood vessels are of three types: arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries, veins and capillaries. So here is the diagram. This is an artery, and the artery taking blood from the heart. There is a major artery called the aorta, and which is divided into small arteries, and in the tissues, arteries go into all the organs and tissues, and in the tissues it will be divided into fine arterioles, small branches called the arterioles, and these arterioles in the tissues divided into very fine branches called the capillaries, very fine branches. So artery divides into arterioles, arterioles divides into very fine capillaries, and these capillaries surround the tissues and give the materials, exchange of materials take place between tissues and the blood. One example we have learned that alveoli are surrounded by blood capillaries, and exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange takes place. Similarly, in all tissues from the cells, materials are taken and materials are given, oxygen is given to, and oxygen and nutrient required materials are given to the tissues, and waste materials are taken by the blood in the capillaries, and which will combine to form small veins, that is called the venules, and the venules combine to form the veins, and the veins carry blood to the heart, carrying the waste and other materials. We will learn in detail. So just see arteries, then arterioles, and then very fine branches capillaries. Capillaries combine to form venules, and venules become the vein, and veins again near the heart, it becomes the vena cava, that we will learn when we learn the structure of heart. So this you have understood about the three kinds of blood vessels. Now see, let us learn what are these capillaries. So capillaries are very fine blood vessels having very thin walls. So what do they see, they have red blood cells, and all the blood components we have learned, that is in the blood capillaries. And see, reaching to the tissues, it gives oxygen and nutrients to all body cells, and as a result of metabolism, the body cells, especially oxidation of food, releases carbon dioxide. This we have learned already. Carbon dioxide and other waste materials from the body cells are given to the capillaries. So this is exchange of materials. So useful materials are given to the tissues, and waste materials are taken to the capillaries, and it is exchanged through this thin wall and from the interstitial fluid. So this is the blood capillaries. So capillaries are formed from the arteries. Okay, arteries, arterioles, and arterioles further divided into fine capillaries. And so let us compare the three, structure as well as function: arteries, veins and capillaries. So artery function, it carries oxygenated blood away from the heart except for pulmonary artery. So oxygenated blood or pure blood, it contains oxygen. So arteries take the oxygenated blood or carries oxygenated blood away from the heart. So arteries always arise from the heart, that is a major arteries, the aorta arise from the heart, and arteries always take blood from the heart. Then, except for pulmonary artery, what is the meaning of it? Pulmonary artery, pulmonary, the word is related to lungs. So pulmonary artery goes to the lungs. So it carries, pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood. Otherwise, all except pulmonary artery, all arteries carry oxygenated blood. Then its lumen is small and narrow, small and narrow, and the wall is thick. Arterial wall is thicker than the vein or capillaries. Then presence of muscular walls, and the largest artery is aorta. Actually from the right ventricle aorta is arising, and it divides into arteries for all the organs. Then veins carries deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein carries pure blood. See, why deoxygenated blood? Veins are coming from the tissues, and as a result of metabolism, the tissue cells release the carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide is absorbed and absorbed into the vein. So from all body parts, so is the lungs. But in the lungs there is exchange of gases. We have seen oxygen comes to the pulmonary vein. Capillaries collect the oxygen and forms the pulmonary vein, and pulmonary vein reaches the heart. Okay, so pulmonary artery and pulmonary veins are exception. All arteries carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery, because pulmonary artery, through the pulmonary artery, the blood, deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs for purification or for oxygenation, and all veins come from different body organs and they carry deoxygenated blood. But pulmonary vein coming from the lungs, it carries oxygenated blood. So this is the difference. The question can come for commenting. All veins carry deoxygenated blood, but pulmonary artery carries pure blood. Comment on, yeah, why, reason, give reason can be asked. Same thing here. All arteries carry pure oxygenated blood, but pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood. Give reason. So this kind of questions can come. Now comes to the capillary. It takes care of diffusion of gases and nutrients from the blood. Actually, in the lungs or any other organs, the arteries divides into fine capillaries, and it is the capillaries which is surrounding the tissue cells. So diffusion of gases, exchange of material actually taking place between capillaries and the body tissues. Then lumen is, here it is small and narrow, here it is large lumen. Veins have a large lumen and capillaries have a very small, very fine or very small lumen. Lumen means internal space of any tubular structures. Then wall, artery it is thick, vein it is thin, and capillaries it is thinner, very thin. Okay. Then presence of muscular walls and presence of valve. In the artery there is no valve present, but veins have valves to avoid backflow of blood. So once the blood enters into vein, it never goes back to the tissue cells. Then capillaries have semi-permeable walls for the transportation of gases and nutrients. So all the three kinds of blood vessels, you can make this notes. So the question is, explain arteries, veins and capillaries, or explain the structure and functions of all the three kinds of blood vessels. So you can make this table in your notebook. Now this is again, okay, it is repetition only. Just see main function. An artery and vein only given here. An artery is a type of blood vessel that carries blood away from the heart. Remember, away from the heart. And a vein carries blood to the heart. This is the difference in one word. Type of blood vessels that carries blood towards the heart. Okay, carry blood towards the heart, carry blood away from the carries blood away from the heart. Remember this point. Then main function, carry oxygenated blood away from the heart, carry deoxygenated blood towards the heart. Okay. then heart from all the organs. Then type of blood transport, oxygenated blood, and this is deoxygenated blood. Remember, pulmonary artery and pulmonary veins are exception. Okay. Then wall is thicker and more elastic compared to the walls of the veins. Here the vein wall is thinner and less elastic, and location, artery is deep seated, so we cannot see except in very specific places. Arteries are deep seated, so we cannot see, but this is more superficial. You can see the veins that blue colored in different parts of the body, superficial. Okay, so just underneath the skin. Then lumen is narrow in artery, lumen is wide, and that is why pressure inside the artery is more, here very low pressure in veins. Then presence of valves, don't have valves, arteries do not have valves, and veins have valves. Why? To prevent the backflow of blood. Then blood pressure is high, that is why there is no backflow from arteries. Okay, and blood pressure is low. Then after death, this is a very interesting thing. Okay, become empty, arteries become empty after death, but the veins still contain the blood. So these are some more informations regarding arteries and veins. So the question can come, write the differences between arteries and veins. So you can write all these points. Okay, knowing this, we will go to the next part of the circulatory system, that is lymph. What is lymph actually? Lymph is a fluid like blood. In class 9 we have learned we have two fluid connective tissues. One is blood and one is lymph. Blood we have learned in detail. In the last video I have explained, just see it. Then lymph is another connective tissue, means fluid connective tissue. So it is a fluid that flows through another system called the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. And lymph is formed from the blood, and this returns this fluid from the tissues to the central circulation or to the blood vessels. Okay, so the lymph is actually formed from the blood, and finally it will return to the blood. So there is a balance maintained. So this is derived from blood plasma. So what happens is, while the blood flows through the capillaries, part of it will be, means some soluble substances, some proteins and water will be leaked from the capillaries or blood vessels, and it becomes what is called a tissue fluid. And through the tissue fluid, that exchange of materials takes place between blood vessels and the tissues. Okay, and finally after doing the work, the fluid has to return to the blood, so it will return to the central circulation. So lymph is the fluid that flows through the lymphatic system and return fluid from the tissues to the central circulation. So first it is formed as a tissue fluid, okay, the fluid surrounding the tissue cells, and then it will enter into the lymphatic system. Like the blood vessels, there are lymph vessels which form the lymphatic system. Sorry beta, you have to put I here, lymphatic system. Then what are the components of the lymph? See, white blood cells like lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are types of the white blood cells. So lymphocytes are there, that is the main kind of blood vessels in the lymph. Then water, proteins, salts, lipids. We have learned digested fats go into the lymphatic system. Okay, it doesn't enter into the blood directly, it will go into the lymph vessels. Lacteals we have learned in the, when we learned digestion. So lipids are there, and any other substance that must be returned to the blood. So these are the components of the lymph. Okay, and lymph flows through the lymphatic system, and like the blood vessels, lymphatic system consists of lymph vessels and lymph nodes are there. Then this is what, okay. See the lymph capillaries in the tissue spaces. So this is the interstitial fluid. These are the tissue cells. So it releases what is called a in here the blood from the blood tissue fluid is formed. So tissue spaces, space between the tissue cell is called a intercellular space or interstitial space we call. Okay, there that the tissue fluid first form. Then from there it will enter into the lymphatic system. See, from lymphatic system, you can see the arrows. Tissue fluid enters into the lymphatic system. So these green ones are the lymphatic system or lymph vessels. Okay, lymphatic vessels or lymph vessels, and tissue fluid enters, and when it enters into the lymphatic vessel, it is called the lymph. Okay. So this is the diagram of the limbs. So arteries, and finally the lymph vessels return the blood to the or return the fluid to the veins. Okay. So this is what, okay. So this is the artery. Okay. Any artery. So arteries have maintain high blood pressure. That is why fast flow of blood is possible. So this is one blood capillary. And see what happens, blood brings useful substances like fats, glucose, amino acid, digested food product plus other substances, okay, fatty acids and glycerol, right? Fats are digested to fatty acids and glycerol. So the fats, then amino acid, water, ions, beta ions, then oxygen, very important, oxygen. All this will first go into the interstitial fluid. This is the interstitial fluid, or it is also called a tissue fluid. So nutrient and waste exchange between the blood and the tissue cell. So here, so from the blood the materials go into the tissue cells through the interstitial space or tissue fluid. So it is intermediate. Okay, and then they will enter into this fluid enters into the lymph vessel. This is the lymph vessel. Now from the cells, from the tissue cells, water, carbon dioxide is waste, and all other waste products again through the tissue fluid that they enter into the venules. Okay. So this will become the vein, and through the veins it will flow, and wherever it has to reach it will go. So this is the function of the lymph or composition of the blood lymph. Nutrients and waste exchange, that is the main function. Nutrients and waste exchange between blood and tissue cells takes place. So here is the tissue fluid, okay, and through the tissue fluid that anything goes to the tissues or anything goes to the blood vessels from the tissues. See, and they will enter into tissue fluid, enter in as lymph into the lymph vessel, and finally return to the circulation. It has to return lymph. This tissue fluid has to return to the circulation. So its formation and return is balanced. Okay. Now here is the functions of the lymph. You can summarize. Lymph acts as a middleman. Just now we have seen in the diagrams the middleman which transports oxygen, food materials, hormones and all useful substances to the body cells. Okay. Then brings carbon dioxide and other metabolic waste from the body cells. They are harmful to the body cells. They have to be removed. So the cells remove it first to the tissue fluid, to the blood, and then finally pours the same into the venous system. It is poured into the venous system, veins. So wherever it has to go and remove the whichever organs remove the waste. For example, carbon dioxide will be taken to the lungs for the removal. Then body cells are another function. Body cells are kept moist by the lymph. Then another very important system, lymphatic system or lymph is the lymph and the lymphatic system is a very important part of our immune system, which give us resistance from the microorganism or resistance to the microorganism. It destroys the invading microorganism. This is very, so it provides us immunity. Immune system is a very complex system. So one part is the lymphocytes, okay, especially lymph that we will learn in that topic in detail in higher classes. So any microorganisms or foreign particles invade it is destroyed by the lymph in parts called the lymph nodes. Okay, lymph vessels and lymph nodes are the parts I said. So in the lymph nodes, the lymphocytes are there which destroys the microorganisms. So this is also very important function. And then in digestion that we have learned lipids, fatty acids and glycerol, which becomes the lipids and means it going to lymph. It is the lymph which is taking into the cells. Okay. Then lymphatic system transport clean fluids back to the blood. All the wastes are removed and then it is transporting the clean fluid back to the blood. Then drains excess of fluids from the tissues. Otherwise, these fluids will accumulate in the tissues. Then swelling, its formation and return to the blood vessels should be balanced. Otherwise, what happens? Excess of fluid if accumulates, then it results in swelling. Then removes debris. Debris means waste from the cells of the body. And as digestive function, it transports fats from the digestive system. Okay, in the food absorption we have already explained this. So these are the lymph vessels and the lymph nodes. These swollen things you are seeing, these are the lymph nodes. Okay, this is the lymphatic collecting vessels with the valves in it. They also have valves. So this is the lymphatic capillaries. Okay, so it is formed from the blood capillaries. Okay, tissue fluid becomes the lymph and enter into lymphatic vessels. Okay, so the functions of the lymph is very important for the body. Again, the same thing. Filters bacteria, foreign materials, toxins and any harmful material. Drains away excess fluid to prevent waterlogging of the tissues and cells. If waterlogging takes place in tissues and cells or in the interstitial spaces, then it is harmful for the body. Okay, it transports proteins back into the blood supply and produces lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are kind of white blood cells which protect and defend the body against infection. So this is, as I told you, part of the immune system. Then produces antibodies to fight bacteria. Antibodies are produced against the antigens. We have learned in lower classes. Antibodies are produced against the antigen. Antigens are bacteria or any foreign body, any microbe or any foreign body enters into the body is called the antigen. So against antigen, antibodies are produced to kill them. Okay, that's why every day we are not getting diseased. Then absorbs fat from the intestine and transport it into the liver. So this is all about the blood vessels and lymph vessels and lymphatic system. Okay, hope you have understood. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you very much.